Hi, this is Grandpa. Welcome to Grandpa's Underworld. Today we're going to be talking about some not so pleasant things, such as Lawrence Sigmund Bittaker and his accomplice Roy Norris. He was a serial killer who killed 5 women he strangled them to death, and for that he was sentenced to death in 1981. Well, after he was born, he was given up for adoption. He was adopted quickly by Mr. and Mrs. Bittaker. Mr. Bittaker worked at the aircraft factory, so the family often moved from state to state. Lawrence had a high IQ, but dropped out of high school. He had several run-ins with the police. He had a hit and run, he stole a car, he evaded arrest. When they finally caught up with him, he was placed in the youth authority until he was 19. He violated the rules of parole, was put in the federal reformatory for 6 more months. Now, in 1961, he had an evaluation. He tested out as borderline psychotic and paranoid. Well, they still released him. He was in and out of prison from when he was a teenager until 1973. 3 psychiatrists examined him and said that he was a sophisticated psychopath. The court sent him to a state hospital, so he stayed there for 3 years. When he got out there, he stabbed a supermarket employee because he had stuffed a steak down his pants, and the employee tried to stop him. The man survived, and Bittaker was charged with attempted murder. He was once again sent to prison. Now I'm going to give you some background on his accomplice, Roy Norris. When Norris turned 17, he joined the Navy. When he got out of the Navy in 1970, he was discharged from the Navy for psychological problems. He was arrested for attacking a woman. Then he turned around and tried to do it again. He went and attacked a female at the university. She survived. Norris was charged with assault with a deadly weapon. He was sent to a state hospital. He had to register as an offender and spent 5 years there. 3 months later, he attacked another woman. For that, he was sent to the men's colony. It was there him and Bittaker became soulmates. Bittaker saved Norris's life 2 times. Norris was released on January 15, 1979. He moved in with his mother. Bittaker had gotten out in November 78, so Bittaker went to Norris and they remained friends outside of prison. Well, the 2 men decided to make plans to attack and kill women in town just for fun. They were able to get a cargo van. Guys like to name their vehicles, so they did. They named it Murder Mac. It had no back windows and a sliding door. They drove to the beaches, talked to the girls, and took the girls' pictures. When the police caught up to the men, they found over 500 pictures of girls. Then it was June the 24th, 1979, the 2 men picked up Cindy Schaefer. She was on a church outing. They made her get in the van, tied her up, assaulted her, killed her, wrapped her in a shower curtain, and dumped the body. By getting away with that crime only made the men bolder and more confident. Andrea Joy Hall was on the beach. Norris hid in the back of the van. Bittaker got out and talked to Andrea. It was July 8th, a nice warm day, so he offered her a drink, which she happily accepted. He told her the cooler was in the back of the van. Unsuspectingly, she sordidly went and opened this door. Norris grabbed her, Bittaker shut the doors. It was just that fast. Norris tied her up. They drove out to the country where the 2 men once again attacked her, dragged her out of the van, killed her, and then they threw her off a cliff. Now it's September 3rd. 2 girls were sitting at a bus stop bench by Hermosa Beach. The men stopped and offered the girls a ride. The 2 girls, Jackie Gilliam and Leah Lamp, they took the guys up on their kind offer, which wasn't that kind at all. The girls quickly realized it wasn't a safe situation and tried to leave the van. The 2 men attacked, subdued, and bound them. Bittaker and Norris kept torturing the girls with hangers and pliers for 2 days. They also made recordings of the girls' screams. Eventually the girls died from their injuries. Once again they threw the girls over the cliffs just like the ones before them. Now Shirley Sanders was 16 years old and just hanging around the beach working on her tan. On September 30th, the men were able to mace her, force her into the van, and attacked her somehow. Miraculously, she escaped. She went to the police station and was able to identify both men. 1 month later, Lynette Ledford was out taking a quick walk on a rainy, cloudy day, and Bittaker and Norris grabbed her, threw her into the van, drove around L.A. While torturing her endlessly for several hours. They beat her with a sledgehammer, among other things, and they tape recorded the entire thing. She eventually succumbed to her injuries and died. Instead of throwing her off the cliff like usual, they decided to throw her on somebody's yard and see how people would react to it. Well, it seems that Norris had been telling a friend all about the happenings as they happened. His friend Jimmy Dalton thought he was lying until he saw a newspaper clipping about Ledford's body. He went straight to his lawyer and they went to the police station. Bittaker received the death sentence, but Norris received a lighter sentence in return for his testimony. He will be eligible for parole for 2019. You kind of think the system's broke, right? Well, it is. That's it for Grandpa's Underworld today. We'll see you later.